So I'm walking, getting some fresh air. I'm at the park. My daughter is playing at the park on the kids' side, and I'm kind of walking the trail. I want to make this a part two for what I was talking about um, in the previous video. I haven't looked to see if anyone has commented or if anyone has anything to add to the video. But I'm making part two because this morning on my way to work, driving my daughter to school, to camp, and driving myself to work, I happened to come across a home where the people that lived in that home had been there for years. Since when I say we, my family, since my family and I moved here, these people have been in this house. The father passed away some years back. The mother passed away, and their daughter passed away. So who is left is their eldest son and his nephew, which is his sister's child. They were in this home. I can't speak to what the situation was. I can't speak to whether they had a mortgage. I can't speak to what the situation was. But what I noticed was that they were missing. The son was missing and the nephew was missing. And I had seen them for a while. And when I kept passing the house looked abandoned. And the house went from activity, like a lot of activity, a lot of cars out there, a lot of people out there, a lot of young, people hanging around at that house, to basically nobody. The house looked completely abandoned. So I asked one of my neighbors, I said, hey, do you know what's going on with such and such, the house over here? I don't see anybody there. All the guys that I would see hanging around the house, I don't see them anymore. I don't even see the eldest son anymore. Do you know what's going on? And people were like, oh, they were put out. So what you mean they were put out? Yeah, they lost that. They lost the house. I mean, what do you mean they lost the house? They said, well, I don't know if they had a mortgage or if it was due to property tax. But they were put out. The eldest son had left and found a place of his own. His nephew had been staying in that house, and he had his friends and all of that kind of taken over the house. I said, the parents passed. The parents left the house basically to him because the sister passed away. They've been in the neighborhood since before we moved here. The neighbor was like, yeah. Yeah, they have. We don't know what the dynamics are. We don't know what happened. But yeah, they're gone. He had to go. Somebody bought it, or and whoever bought it, is telling them they got X amount of time to go. So I would pass by sometimes, and sometimes I would see him, the nephew, with a bunch of kids and stuff, a bunch of young guys hanging out at the house. And then some days I wouldn't see anything. And the last couple of days, last week and this week, I noticed that there was no activity at all. And that's when I realized, okay, this is for real. They're really gone. This morning, there was a truck that had backed up on the yard and was cleaning out all of the chairs, and they had gained access to inside of the house, and they were taking stuff out of the house and all that stuff like that. And it just really hit me. It really hit me that it really hit me that this is, what's happening. I can't speak to their situation. I can really only speak to mine, which is what I spoke about in regards to the property taxes being at such an astronomical amount. It's starting with people that I know. And I pray that I'm not in that club. I pray that I'm not in that club. I pray that I'm able to hold on to the house that my parents put so much blood, sweat, and tears in and gave to me. I pray that I'm able to hold on to it. But, I was talking to my sister-in-law and telling her about it, and she was in disbelief at what I was told by the property appraiser. Somebody was calling. She was just flabbergasted by the amount that I had told her was an estimate on what I was possibly going to be looking at as far as property taxes are concerned. And she agreed with me when I said I believe that the local government officials in Miami-Dade County are in cahoots with foreign investors, and they are pricing these, they are overvaluing these homes to a point where people are not going to be able to afford their homes, even if you don't have a mortgage. People sometimes feel like, oh, well, I don't have a mortgage, so I'm in clear, I'm good. Not so. You still got property taxes to tend to. And if the property taxes are at a point where they are so astronomically high that you are not able to afford it, you could still lose your property, just like if you were to have a mortgage and you're not able to make your mortgage payments. So there's that. So yeah, I believe that, I get the whole, technically, no, it's about the value of, the sales that are going on in your area and how much the homes are going for and this, that, and I get all that. I get all that. And I still stand by what I said. I got stuff popping up on my phone. And I still stand by what I said. I believe that they are in cahoots. And I believe that there is an underlying plan for people to have their homes taken from them and allowing whomever it is that they actually want here. Whoever it is that they actually want here. Those are the people that are going to have these properties. And you're going to have a bunch of properties that these investors are going to be putting back out on the market to try to rent out to people. And the rent is so astronomically high that, let me tell you, there are currently right now, there are several homes in my neighborhood where I remember as a younger person, people actually lived in those homes. And I can vaguely remember the people that lived in these homes that I'm talking about that are in my neighborhood. And those homes are they now have a for rent sign in front of it. And those homes have been sitting on the market for God knows how long because they can't get anybody in them to rent it. The house has been empty, I believe, for
on that very morning, and I had to
over a year because people can't afford the rent. They can't afford the rent. There's a house that I was interested in for my sister-in-law. That's an awesome house. It's in the same neighborhood. I vaguely remember the people that lived in that house. That house is an awesome house because it's a one-story house in the front, and then in the back there is an efficiency. So whoever gets that home, you can live in the main house, which is in the front, and then there's an efficiency, a separate small home in the back where you can rent out if you so choose, or if you've got family where you may not have adequate space inside of the main home, you can place them in the efficiency in the back. In any case, I believe that whoever was selling this home, whoever the realtor was, when my sister-in-law called because she was looking for a place herself, I believe these people, I think they wanted $400,000 or a little over. I think they wanted either $400,000, $500,000, something to that effect. And she was like, what? And they were like, yeah. And let me tell you something. I remember this house as a little kid. Now, granted, they have done work on this house, but we're not talking about anything so astronomical that it would warrant the asking price. I'll tell you this. That house is still vacant. That house is still vacant. Nobody has moved in. Nobody has even fake pumped like they wanted to move in there. It is still vacant. And that home has been vacant for over a year. Over a year. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I've maybe because I've been here for such a long time, I don't see the fascination with Miami. I don't see the fascination with Miami. I don't see the fascination with Florida. It's hot as hell to the point where it borderlines on misery. And I'm assuming that a lot of places are going through a very hot summer. There's no fun in dealing with hurricanes. There's no fun in dealing with a crooked system like homeowners insurance, where they get to back out on you whenever they feel like it and run off with the money. Yeah, I really don't, anybody's interested, they can comment, they can add their 2 cents. They can say, oh, you're wrong. That's not how it works. It works like this, da 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 da. I'm telling you now, I'm fully aware of how it works. I'm fully aware of how they say it works. I'm fully aware of how they say it works. I'm gonna add to this. I'm gonna put a stop to this video. I'm gonna find something that I found the other day when I was researching this topic, and I want to add it to this. I want to add it to this video, just so we're clear. I want to add it to this video. So, I found it. What it says is, property taxes are determined by 2 main factors: your property's assessed value, set by the county property appraiser, and the tax rates set by local taxing authorities. The price of your property taxes is a collaborative effort including several local and state entities. County property appraiser determines the market and assessed value of your property. They also process exemptions like homestead and caps that can lower your final taxable value. Local taxing authorities includes the county, city governments, school boards, and special districts, for example, water management or fire districts. These authorities vote on and set the tax rates known as millage rates based on their annual budgets. Also, the state governments set laws and assessment limitations, such as the 3% cap on primary residences under Florida Save Our Homes Amendment, or propose statewide exemptions. So it has nothing to do, whatever they're telling you in regards to, oh, it's about the sales and what homes are going for in your. I just read to you what determines, or who determines, your property taxes. As far as the state of Florida, I can't speak to anybody else and how they operate, but that's how the state of Florida chooses to determine what you're going to pay as far as property taxes are concerned. So all that bibbly bobbity goop that they're going around telling you about, oh, it's about the sales and what homes are going for. I just read to you who is determining the taxes. I just had I just had a conversation with a county worker. I do not know this person's name. However, Miami-Dade County has a program where you can apply to get funding to help prepare, to help fix up your home. I believe it's capped at a certain amount, but you can go to this to this agency. It's a county agency. I think they're called economic redevelopment, something of that nature, where you are this has nothing to do with those programs that you take a loan out for and they put it against your property taxes. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about there is the Miami-Dade County has a fund. They have an agency and a fund where you, as a Miami-Dade County homeowner, can apply to have a grant given to you for you to prepare your home. You do not, keep saying prepare, for you to repair your home, whether that be a roof, whether that be windows, whether that be whatever it is, as long as it's going towards the fixing up or remodeling of your home. It is supposed to assist people who don't have the means to fix up their home, make their home hurricane proof, or whatever it is that they're going to do with it. Now, there are stipulations to it. I believe you have to stay in the home for a certain amount of time. You can't resell it, things of that nature. Okay. Now, there are other agencies who have funds like that. A lot of city governments, which are smaller municipalities, they have funds for the residents in their area, like the city of North Miami, which is a small municipality. Their residents can come and get whatever grants or funds that they have available to help them fix up their homes. People who live in the city of Miami, they can go to the municipality and apply for these funds to help assist them with their homes and things of that nature. I believe Opelika also has something like that as well. People who live within those cities, they have these small municipalities that will assist them with their home. I don't live in any of those places. I live in Miami-Dade County. I am not, where I live, it's called unincorporated Dade, which means where I live is not associated with any of these municipalities. They're not associated with any of these smaller cities where you can basically take advantage of whatever funding they have available to assist their citizens. I live in unincorporated Dade, so that means if I need any kind of assistance, help, whatever, I have to go to the county. And the county makes it freaking hard for you to get any kind of assistance. And because the majority of people who live in Miami live in unincorporated Dade, it makes it a lot bigger. So therefore, it makes it a lot harder for you to get assistance and to get money, grants and things like that given to you. Like I mentioned in the prior video, don't mind me, I'm driving. Like I mentioned in the prior video, there is no help. There is no help. The camera's moving, so I may have to stop recording and then come back. and finish up what I, wanted to say or whatever. But I'm going to say this before I stop the video. I spoke to a gentleman who works for the county. And every so often when I see him, I'll ask him, man, where's the money? Where's the money? I want to fix my home up. Where's the money? Where's the money? And he's like, man, we ain't got it. 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 All of the red tape and all of the stuff that we're being put through, we can't push the money through to the residents and this, that, and the third or whatever. And he mentioned something in passing. He said, man, once they found out that people in Liberty City was putting metal roofs on their home, man, that pissed them off. And they was like, we've been trying to get this house for 3 years. We've been trying to get this house for 3 years. He said, you know how they do. You know how they do us. You know how they do us. So the camera's more steady now. So yeah, as I was saying, confirmation. My sister-in-law and I were speaking, and I was speaking to her about this very situation, and she was saying how she thinks that Americans aren't angry enough. They aren't angry enough. They're too busy hating each other, going back and forth, allowing themselves to be played by the people at the top. They are the ones that are ganking us and taking us for a ride. These are the people that are in cahoots of taking your homes. These are the people that are in cahoots with all of the mucked up things that have been happening. People are so drained. People are so tired. People are so distracted with daily survival that they can't muster up enough energy to fight this system that is totally taken over and just placing people in a bad situation. My opinion on how I think property taxes, or a fair way to collect property taxes, if you must, I think it should go based off of wages. It's just a thought. It should go off of wages, and how you can determine wages is you go based off of, a person's tax forms. You submit your tax forms. You submit the fact that you filed taxes for the year. This is how much you paid. This is how much money you make. And then base it off of that. It's an option. There's going to be people that are going to say, no, you can't do it that way because that. Fine. Come up with something better. Because the way that it's going now, people are going to be living on the street. People are already on the street. You got all of these people up at the top making all of this money, even media people on your news stations and these big news places where a lot of people get their information from. How much do you think these people are getting paid? How much do you think these people are getting paid? These people aren't getting paid, they're not getting paid $30,000 a year. These people aren't getting paid $50,000. These people are getting paid a lot of money to report the news. Be careful of taking and accepting information from people who have a vested interest in keeping you poor, in keeping you delusioned, in keeping you distracted, in keeping you infighting, in keeping you in a position to where you're so turned around, you're so tired, you're so backwards thinking, you're so ignorant, you're so in a state of whatever, that you can't even see that these people are playing the okey doke on you. You're so busy hating people and ice this and ice and just all of these different things that are going on, that you don't even realize that the people up at the top are the ones that are robbing you blind. How many people this year, this tax season, how many people are going to lose their homes? How many people are not going to have the money to pay the county property taxes? And I'm quite sure there are people out here that are going to, when they get that bill, their taxes are going to be higher than mine. And they've got no way to pay for it. Their savings could be low. They may be underemployed. Who knows what the situation is? Gas is going up. And I swear to you, they doing something to the gas, because I've never had to fill up like I used to be able to put gas in, and that sucker would last me a week, almost a week and a half. Now it feels like it lasts a few days, and I feel like I'm back at the gas station putting more gas in, and my route hasn't changed. But I feel like I'm constantly at the gas station. There's a reason for that. Where are all of the social justice people? Where are the fighters? Where are they? I don't know. I don't know if they're resting. I don't know if I don't know what the hell going on. But let me tell you, there are people that are going to be losing their homes because you got local government officials and state government officials and all of these other people that I named in other agencies that I named in the paragraph that I read as to how, at least for Miami-Dade, how property taxes, how they come up with property taxes. It's a bunch of people sitting around behind closed doors, putting this stuff into play, while the average citizen is none the wiser. They're none the wiser. My sister-in-law was so right. She said, we aren't angry enough. We aren't angry enough. There needs to be a total overhaul, like a total, complete overhaul. Because there are going to be a lot of people on the street because they cannot afford these exorbitant costs. They can't take it. People are drowning. They can't take it. They can't take it. I don't know how I'm going to come up with the money that I'm going to need to pay. I don't know. I think it's so disgusting. This is so disgusting. And the people at the top are so worried about people catching up to them. Me. I want all the resources. I want all the money. I want all of the anything that I can get my hands on it. It's for me and mine. It's for me and mine. I don't want you to have any. I don't want you to have any. I don't want you catching up to me. I don't want you to be where I'm at. So we got to keep our foots on your neck because we don't want you catching up to us. We don't want you having the things that we have. We want to be the ones to put you in your place and keep you in your place. That's really what this is all about. That's really what I don't want you doing better than me. I don't want you catching up to me. All of the things, I saw a video earlier today. All of the things that God has made and put here for us to enjoy has been taken by man and put up for sale. Everything is for sale. Humanity, there is no kindness. At least it doesn't look like there is. There is no kindness. There is no humanity. There isn't any of that for your fellow man. I pray that everyone who doesn't know where they're going to get the money from, they don't know how they're going to keep their head above water, I pray that you don't lose your home. I pray that you are able to find a way. I pray that resources, you're able to get your hands on some resources to be able to stay afloat. I put that out there. Yeah, I just think it's utterly disgusting. Utterly disgusting what's happening in Miami-Dade County. And there are not enough people pissed off and mad about what's going on. And really, people are still too stuck in their ways. They're too stuck in their ways. They're too concerned about what's going on with the next person. They're too concerned about the rat race. They're too concerned about, I don't want this person over here living in my neighborhood. I don't want this person. This person's taking my jobs. Get them out of here. I can't find a job. We can't find jobs, and it's because of these people over here. While the people at the top are raking in the dough. Got you all discombobulated and distracted. And in the background, they doing the Birdman hand rub, getting ready to take you home. I don't know. If anybody has any solutions, if anybody has any suggestions, if anybody knows of any resources if anybody knows of a way that people can get help, people that are in these types of situations, any type of programs or whatever. Granted, I did some research and I couldn't find any. So maybe there are other people out here that were able to find it. Please share it. Put it in the comment section and share it. What do you think? I want to know what you think. I want to know what people are thinking. What solutions are out there? What do you think should be done in regards to property taxes? How do you, what are you thinking? You know, they supposedly have a cap, save our homes or whatever. I don't know how effective that is because, like I said, in my previous video, my homestead exemption, this is my first year of the homestead exemption, so I know that I don't qualify for that. At least that's what the lady told me on the phone. You have to have a homestead exemption for at least 2 years before you're able to take, before you're able to utilize the Save Our Home program. I don't know, but me having that really brief conversation with that gentleman that worked for the county was the confirmation that I needed about what I already felt was going on in regards to them being in cahoots and plotting on people's homes to give to investors and to move people out. It's affecting everybody. It's affecting everybody. This is across the color lines. It's affecting everybody. So, I don't know.